Taylor. So I know you're pretty big into rodeoing and more specifically like queen pageants, but I was just wondering if you'd want to get into a little more detail about what it takes to be a rodeo queen.
Yes, I would so love to share it with you. What would you like to know?
Well, how old were you when you first started pageants?
When I first started, I was 8 years old, and I learned from my sister.
Oh, well, that's pretty handy having an older sister to help you. So was she pretty involved as much as you are?
Yes, she eventually stopped a little bit earlier than I did, so she didn't go on as much, but it was easy to learn from her because she was always there, and I always got stuck riding in the car with her, and so whenever she would go to take lessons from a horse trainer or go to a clinic with a clinician, it was always easy just to jump in and learn the information as well.
Well, that's pretty handy then. What kind of stuff did she teach you?
Oh my goodness, she taught me, first of all, she taught me how to win and how to lose, how to act both ways, and that was huge from the foundation. But she also just kind of taught me how to ride a horse in general, how to stand up there and say a speech and not get scared. I think the best advice that she ever gave me was to make sure that whenever you go up on stage, picture people in their underwear. And as an 8-year-old, I thought that was the craziest thing in the world. So it worked. So that was probably the one thing that she really taught me the most.
So what are the things that it takes to win a pageant, I guess? Like, what goes into it?
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you asked this question because so many people think, oh, you just get to sit up on a horse and look pretty. It actually takes preparation in advance. So you have to send in an application and you have to send in a photo to be judged for photogenics. So that takes a little bit of time and thought as to what you want to put on your application. What you want people to have the first impression of you. But also we say a speech. We go through a series of interviews consisting of current event, horsemanship, and personal interviews as well. And then we have horsemanship, the actual portion where you ride a horse, and we have to take a 50-question written test over anything and everything. Most of the time it's supposed to be showcasing how much you know about rodeo, just to make sure that you understand the general basics of the association. We also get judged on photogenics there at the pageant, so they'll take pictures throughout the week as well as a photo shoot. And also, another thing that they do is you get voted on for congeniality and then personality as well.
Oh gosh, that's a lot. I would have thought it was just sitting on a horse and looking pretty too, but that's pretty interesting. So is it pretty stressful getting all of this together and the hair, the clothes, all of that beforehand?
Yes, it's so stressful. Not so much for me, but my mom. She thinks it's the most stressful, definitely.
Well, at least you have a mom and dad too. I know you told me before that they're both very supportive of you and all your dreams.
Yes, they're so supportive and I appreciate them very much.
So after you win a pageant, what is it like? What do you do?
Okay, so after you win the pageant, you basically can do as many appearances or as few appearances as necessary. They give you a guideline. Okay, we need you at these 5 appearances throughout the year, and then from there you don't have to show up anywhere or you can show up everywhere. So after you win, you basically come the week before the rodeo and do some promotions, whether that be with the media, the sponsors, whatever. You basically just get people to the rodeo. Then when it's come time for rodeo weekend, you go that Friday to some schools, you visit and talk with the kids and teach them a little bit about rodeo and get them interested. Then at the rodeo, you continue to work with the sponsors and media. You get to work cattle in the arena. Basically, you do whatever the rodeo committee and stock contractors would like you to do. Sometimes that only consists of standing there and look pretty, but you just got to be the best at doing that. But then throughout your year, you just get to travel everywhere and promote. So you work with a lot of media, a lot of promotions, and then you get your own sponsors. You build your own backgrounds, and from there you can do basically whatever you feel.
Just like how you were sponsored by Ariat, like you got picked up from sponsorships that way?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly how it works.
Well, that's pretty cool. So is there any other big perks of being a rodeo queen?
Oh my goodness. Being a rodeo queen itself is just a huge perk because you get to meet so many people and hear so many different stories. A few more perks I think would be is the connections that you make with people. My best friend to this day that I still lives in a whole nother state, and I met her at a teen retreat whenever we were different, Miss Rodeo Oklahoma teen, she was Miss Rodeo Florida teen. So it's just, the things that you get to do and see and meet people, that's another perk.
Well, that's pretty fun. Sounds like a good time, but very stressful and full of lots of chaos and traveling.
Yes, ma'am. So stressful, but worth every second.
Well, that's good to hear. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your experiences? Maybe titles you've won? Anything like that?
Okay, yes. Like I said, I started when I was 8 years old, and I was Miss Rodeo Oklahoma Sweetheart, and then Miss Rodeo Oklahoma Princess, and then Miss Rodeo Oklahoma Teen, and just last year was Miss National High School Rodeo Queen. But in between then, We had several different local pageants that had titles as well. So it's just been fun, and it's not really just about the title, it's just about being yourself and representing the rodeo the best way that you can.
Yeah. Is there any future titles that you hope to one day have under your belt?
Yes, there is. Would you like to hear which
Yes,
one?
of course.
So I'm planning on running for Miss Rodeo Oklahoma, and then eventually, if you win your state, it's mandatory for you to go to Miss Rodeo America. So as a little girl, as an 8-year-old, that was the biggest dream. So hopefully one day I'll make it on the Miss Rodeo America
Oh,
stage.
I'm sure you will. You're great.
Thank you so much.
Well, it was great talking to you. Thank you for sharing some of your experiences with me.
Thank you for having me, and I love talking with you as well.